Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Winnie Fiesti aka Mama ni Mama. Tuko hapa, it's another day and we have a host, a man of his words, Mr. Tallman, Mr. Derek, Melvin. Yeah. So welcome Mr. Melvin.
Thank you so much.
I'm humbled to have you.
I'm humbled too, and I'm grateful to be here.
So tell us, Mr. Melvin, Derek.
Yeah. Name is Melvin, as you just heard. I'm the content executive of Art Films Production, which is actually a company based in Mombasa, Nyali, and it's the company behind award-winning shows like Pete and Arukia, Nia, and right now the current project that we're having is a TV series shot in Lamu by the name Sanura.
Okay. So when we say the word Derek, Melvin, what does it ring in people's mind?
I believe what rings in people's minds when they hear the name Derek, one is he's an individual who is a man of his own word. Like if I tell you anything that I would be able to do A, B or C, I always try and make sure that I'm able to achieve what I promise. Another thing that people know me for is excellence. I think most people tend to refer to me as Mr. Excellence, if you like to say, because I always try and do everything to the best of my ability. And I always believe that excellence is not about being sophisticated or expensive, but rather using what you have and bringing out the best of it in the best possible way that you can look at it years to come and be proud that even though it wasn't as big as you wanted it to be, but it's something that can be consumed by both the small and the great.
Okay, hope umeshika hiyo. Okay, so how has your journey been? Like I know there is a journey hapo. People out there don't know that journey. For you to be where you are today, there is a journey. Kuna historia.
Yeah.
So tell us about you, about that journey, in fact, how it has been.
Okay, my journey has been quite interesting. Like most individuals around, any person who has been able to achieve a pedestal of success would actually tell you that there were times in their lives when they had dark seasons. And I would say that my life has been characterized by a number of dark seasons which I had, and they were dark not necessarily because I was a bad individual or the people around me were not good, but I believe it was just a stage of life. Just like if you have a child, if you have a baby, the baby doesn't grow automatically into childhood. There's always the stage of infancy, there's adolescence, young adults, then complete adult, and then you become like maybe middle age, old, etc. So in life too, life has been designed in a way that you cannot just rise immediately. Anything you want to achieve, there must be stages. So just like you, for example, and anyone that I know out there, they've been able to grow from glory to glory, as most people in church would say. So my life, to give you a nutshell of it, because I can't like being able to digress everything. Yeah, it's like I wasn't always this way. I completed my high school, then I later on headed to higher education. I did ICT. After that, I think I had a number of attachments in many institutions. I was able to work at Computech, which is also an IT-based company in Nyali, Mombasa. That was around 2014, and because of that, I was actually exposed to many corporate institutions like Safaricom, Diamond Trust Banks, and many more institutions. Aga Khan residents, we are also able to work with them through Computex. So that actually gave me an edge in what I'm actually doing today, because immediately after school I was able to polish my skills into that. So after attachment, around 2015, I think that was when I had a major transition in my life. It was what would look like a dark season, but to me I would say it was a blessing in disguise, because that is actually what made me to be who I am today. Things happened during the way, and to cut the story short, I had to leave home where I was actually raised with my parents, and I started living in church for like 2 years, and life wasn't very easy by then, because I would actually struggle to raise a meal. I would actually struggle even to have 50 shillings in my pocket. At times I would go for 2 or even more days without eating, not because you're fasting, but because life gave you that option. So it wasn't a walk in the park, but in my mind I always had that confidence that one day things would actually line up. So to take you back, when I was in the high school, we had a number of friends that we were in different clubs, most of all music and drama. And so as we completed high school, we started writing a number of plays, and also we would try and go to different locations, direct, shoot, submit them into the post film festivals, and etc. So I'm with one of my friends who is actually the CEO of AR Films by the name Daudi Anguka. He was actually able to do a play called Zilizala. It was actually one of the projects that we did by the time, because we did a project called White Doom, we did another one called Watamati, and all of those were short films by then. So when we did Zilizala, I would say that was our major break in the industry, because Zilizala won more than 14 awards, both nationally and internationally. I remember it actually won the Africa Magic Viewers Choice Awards, which is the best indigenous film. That was back in 2014, if I remember well. So through Zilizala, that's when we were able to get now corporate collaborations with different institutions like MultiChoice, which is actually TSTV. That's when they now approached us, and they gave us the ability to now start working on Pete by then, which was around 2018. So between 2016, 17, all the time, even when we got the award, when we were actually on the pre-production of Pete, I was actually sleeping in church. Life wasn't easy. People around me would actually discourage me. The people that you would actually expect to inspire you and like tell you to go after it, not to be discouraged, are the ones who would actually tell me that what you're doing is a wastage of time. With the kind of education you have, you shouldn't be doing this. You should be doing something much better. So, but somehow in my mind, I always believed that things would one day, be great. And it was through that determination, and of course praying always and trusting God, because I always believe at the heart of any success is God. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, God is always in the equation. So we would always believe and trust God. And I would say 2018, that is when now life started taking shape for us. So when we began working on Pete, I already had an overview of what was expected in film and cinema, because it was more of like now trying to synchronize the knowledge that I had in ICT and being able to now develop and learn new ideas and new concepts. And that's exactly what I did. So we began shooting Pete back in 2018 around June, and it began airing on 2019, I remember, around January. Yeah. So from then I think now life began taking shape, not just for me, but the people around me as well. Because I remember before even we started shooting Pete, we were living I think in one house, almost 8 of us. That was like the 2 to 3 weeks into traveling to South Coast. We had to leave there, we had to plan, we had to strategize how everything was going to be executed. So from then, now life started becoming, I wouldn't say easier, but life started now becoming more enjoyable, and now film started paying us, not just me, because when I'm here I'm actually speaking not just for myself, but I think also on behalf of the company. So I would say between 2015 all the way to 2018, 19, it was a dark period for me. It wasn't really dark as in a bad phase, but it was a time for me rediscovering myself.
So during that period, you discovered yourself and what you really wanted.
Yeah.
So apart from films, what other interests do you have?
Apart from film, I'm into music. I love music. I've actually been able to serve in church in music that is playing acoustic guitar and also a little bit of singing. So I would say that is one of the major interests that I always have, and the good thing about that is music is able to agree well with the career that I'm into right now, because all that aligns into art and entertainment. So it's really marrying each other in a very amazing way. I also love traveling, of course, and meeting new people, associating with people, being able to experience different mindsets, because I believe the more you get to be exposed to different people, the more you get to be acquainted with how people think, how people live, and how people are able to have a concept of what life truly is to them.
Okay, so what's your ideal work environment?
My ideal work environment is silence and also low lights. Low lights because when I'm dealing with visuals and when I'm actually watching the episodes, because as a content executive you have to go through all the episodes that have been shot and edited and ensure that everything is in line to the specifications of the client, that is actually encoded into the QC requirements. So my duty always requires me to be extremely keen, because I'm more like the last eye in the production company. So if anything goes wrong, I think the blame gets to me, because I am the last person to see the episode. After that, if it's a tick, it can now be able to be uploaded into the server and now shared into the public viewing. So the place has to be extremely silent, yeah, and dark, so that my entire focus can be on the screen and see everything that's happening. If there are booms, if there are problems with sound, if there it's yeah. So basically that's how everything is.
Okay, so what word do you have for the youth out there, for the people out there watching you, know that have known you, that have learned a new word here and there? What do you have a word to tell them?
I would actually encourage the young people to always pursue their dreams, and I believe this is actually becoming a cliche because people have had that now and then. So the best thing I can say is enjoy the process, because I think most young people want micro success. You want to start today and make it immediately the next day. They don't have the patience. And success is a product of determination, diligence, and patience. Most people have the first two and they lack the latter, which is more important, because if you're not patient, then you can always be driven into doing things that are not necessarily geared towards your success. So the most important thing I'll tell young people is to find your purpose, find what God created you to be, then develop your gift. Because once you develop your gift, then your gift is able to bring you before great men. And I think that is enshrined so well in the Bible, which says a man's gift brings him before kings. So your gift can only bring you before kings if you refine it and work it out. Having a gift is not enough. Having a talent is just like 10%, but you have to work.
So that's the word you have to the people out there.
Yeah, that's the word I have. Believe in God and always pursue your dreams no matter what. Be patient, because the danger of comparison is that you'd always want to live a life that your peers around are living, and you always do not know what is engaged with an individual for them to be able to produce the kind of lifestyle that they are producing. So run your own race with patience. Just have blinders towards what's happening to your right and to your left, and just run your race.
Okay. Thank you a lot, Mr. Derek, for your time. Hope guys you've heard everything that has been said and you put it into practice. Let's continue sharing the stories. Let's like and view, and not forgetting to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's your girl Winnie Fiesti, and we are out.